another edition of the Mesurables
Let's get it. Shit.
with Darius Jones and Waraire Boswell. Shot by the illustrious CaliiVision.
Shout out Kelly.
Instagram at the Mesurables. Full episodes available on YouTube. If you love the content, please subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
3 in a row?
Yes, let's
Three
do
in
it,
a
brother.
row?
Brother, let's do
What?
it. Man, come on, we on the roll. Let's go.
So
Let's
hold on.
Okay.
Usually I jump it off.
Okay.
But brother, you got some infinite wisdom that you want to share.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Don't tell me we're going there.
We about to go there.
Are we really going there?
We about to go there, brother.
Not Sean Combs.
You know what? We got to talk about it.
No, we don't.
We have to talk about it.
No, we don't.
Brother, on this podcast, if no other podcast keeps it all the way 1,000, we have to. We got to hold ourselves to that standard, talking about not dodging no topics and talking about everything.
Okay.
You know, or we just talking just our opinions. You know, everything's alleged. We don't know for sure. We still got to talk about it.
All right. So listen. So there's a whole pie of things to talk about in relation to that.
Okay.
What aspect specifically do you want to talk about?
I'm curious. I just want to know, what is your opinion on the situation? What is your just overall opinion on it? Not if he's guilty or innocent. Just what is your opinion on it?
You know, the thing is, I've dressed him before. Know many people that have worked in and around him. I have never heard anything that they've said to me, anything derogatory. But we live in Los Angeles, so of course you hear stories all the time. But I've never been to a party. I've never done any of that, and I feel like whatever somebody does, like in their bedroom, is their business.
Right. Now, didn't we go to the Diddy party in
Which one?
Star Island? You went?
We sure did in Miami.
In Miami. Oh, you'd definitely been to a Diddy party.
But the sun was up though.
Yeah, the sun was definitely up.
The sun was up, and when the sun went down, where were we at?
We left.
We were on our way.
Yeah, we left. So if something went down, we don't know anything about it.
As a matter of fact, that's the first time I met Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
Yeah.
My brother was
a lot
cool
of folks
too.
was there. It was.
Hey man, everybody. But the thing is this. There was and the thing is, in terms of sequential order, there was a situation where he sued the liquor company because they were not holding up the fiduciary end of their contract.
Right, according to him.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Right.
When I talk, get friends that hold you accountable. Thank you, brother.
No problem. Bro.
According to him.
Yes.
So I don't know where all this stuff came from, but it just seemed like it was just like a landslide of accusations and keep
like
all of this stuff is alleged.
Yes.
He's still walking around. So obviously, like, if they're building a case, it's if there's any truth to it, I don't think there's any one thing. I think it is a cumulative thing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, my background is music. I was a A&R for 15 plus years. So I've always heard rumors and rumblings about,
Of course, we all do.
About Diddy or whatnot. So, but it was all alleged. Like I said,
Correct.
I've never personally experienced anything.
Or seen anything.
I've been to a few parties, but I've never personally experienced anything. So it's like, it's all alleged to me. But but being in the music industry, I've always heard rumors and rumblings and and things of that nature of things
that he's been accused of.
Right, the things he's been accused of. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, whatever happens in your bedroom, that's none of my business. That's none of my business. As long as you're not hurting anyone and it's not against their will, hey, do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
Yeah.
So, and as far as like, all of the other stuff, this just seems, I can't speak on if he's guilty or innocent because, in this country, we're all presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Some of us.
Yeah, some of us. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're searching for something.
Oh, yeah, it's a rush to judgment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the fact that both his homes got raided and
that was crazy.
No one was arrested.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't. I mean, I heard they put his kids in handcuffs. What I heard,
Which is
what I
crazy.
saw on social media.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
The fact that happened and no arrest was made, it just leads me to believe they're trying to find something that will stick.
Correct.
That's what it just seems like to me.
Correct. Yeah.
Again, I don't know if he's guilty or innocent. I'm just my personal opinion.
Right.
When something like that happens at a raid in your house, you would think
they know exactly what they're coming for.
Exactly.
And they're gonna get it.
Yes.
And we got APB out for you.
Right. And they're gonna a lot of times, and not every case, a lot of times, this is gonna lead to an immediate arrest.
Right.
But in this case, it didn't. They raided both his homes, and he wasn't arrested. He's still walking around and just on social media. He's riding bikes with Stevie J.
Yeah, he
he took some pictures with the fans. So it just seems like they're trying to find something. They're, like you said, they're building a case, or they're trying to find something that they feel will stick. Well, and it may not even necessarily be all of the action, the sexual trafficking allegations. They may not be able to find proof in that, but it just seems like they're trying to find something.
Something. Yeah. Well, there was a clip that he put up on his Instagram. It was the end of the what's the name of that song? We got the real
Victory.
live shit.
Victory.
Yeah, Victory. And like, I was just like, like the innuendo of it at the end, he's like, what am I gonna do now? It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. So I didn't know if he was talking about that part or was he saying that he's victorious because the song is Victory?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like what's going on here?
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't understand that post either. But
yeah.
Obviously he posted it for a reason.
He definitely posted it for a reason.
So I don't know. I don't know what to, how to look into that or what to assume what that means or what. I mean, the fact that he chose a song called Victory.
Let you know he
that
feels
just
he's victorious.
Exactly. That just insinuates that's how he feels.
Right.
So I don't know.
Remember when T.I. was arrested for all those guns?
Yeah.
And everybody felt that, it's the end of T.I.
Yeah.
And people was out here talking crazy.
Yeah.
And that brother beat the rap completely, and he was back out here on the streets.
Yep.
It's like, you got to just be mindful of because Sean is also in rooms where mega money is.
Absolutely. Rooms that we may not ever see or be in our life.
And knowing that if he's in that room or if he has access to that room,
right,
that's where the real deal is being cut.
Absolutely.
So, again, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about the allegations, but I do know that there is a litany of people just coming out the woodworks of just like things that this dude has accused him of doing.
And one thing, I mean, the backtrack, that the original case that kicked all this stuff off, the Cassie case, when she came out and spoke her truth, that brother settled in less than 24 hours. Yeah. So that means it had to be. I mean, they always say
exactly.
They always but they always put the disclaimer: just because we're settling doesn't mean that we're admitting guilt.
But that's what Michael Jackson did, though.
Yeah.
And that followed him with the allegations of those kids.
Exactly.
But he settled for the same reasons because he was just like, we don't want this to drag out.
Exactly.
But the thing is, if it's the truth, though, we might have to let this drag out.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why, someone else is coming out with some stuff and then another person and another person. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Guilty. I mean, you're innocent until proven guilty.
So, being that we are in Los Angeles, I wanted to ask you, because, we go back and forth with our banter. What is your real appreciation for Los Angeles? And the reason why I asked you that is because you grew up here, then you went to Jackson State, which I had a blast at.
Right. Homecoming.
You hear me? Incredible. Shout out to Whataburger, too. Tell me about your appreciation when you came back to Los Angeles after leaving.
You know what? I travel a lot for work. Not too many places I haven't been.
Right.
Not too many other places I would want to live. But the one thing that I always come back to when it comes to California or Los Angeles is we have the best of everything here.
Correct. I agree.
If you want snow, drive 2-3 hours to the mountains. You can get your snow.
You won't.
You want the beach? You can go to, all your local beaches. Venice, Santa Monica, Malibu.
Yeah.
We got the plethora. When you want to go a little north, you go to Santa Barbara, Carpinteria. It's just you choose. You can pick your beach.
Right.
We have the best of everything. The weather is always incredible here. The opportunity for whatever you want to do is here.
Right.
It's just there's not too many places that you can say that about.
So when I was in high school, I had a coach named Coach Salt. Mm-hmm. And when I was a senior, we were really good. Like we beat Charles O'Bannon's team. Mm-hmm. We were really good.
Artesia,
that was
right?
Artesia. Uh-huh. And I remember he said one thing to me, and it's in reflection to this question that I posed to you. He said, when you go on college recruiting trips, you have to factor in weather. Mm-hmm. And I'd never thought about that.
Yeah.
He said, you got to factor in weather because it's something about Los Angeles and California where you get 335 days of weather.
Right.
Sometimes 350 days of sunshine.
Yeah.
If you go to someplace like Maine, or you go to, Anchorage, Alaska, mm-hmm. I mean, hey, bro, like, sun ain't shining like that.
Nah.
And it's
I've been there a few times.
and that has a direct correlation to your mood.
Yes.
Dopamine, all of that stuff.
Absolutely. That's why they say places like Seattle, they have the suicide capital of the world. So many, suicides happen there because of, the weather dictates people's moods.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to get a little deep.
We going deep? Brother, you stay in the deep end.
I mean, you know what? Hey, brother, I have questions, and I just want answers. I want other opinions because I want to be able to, to have another perspective.
But brother, you're at the aquatic center in the deepest end. None of your stuff is like surface. It's all 80 feet deep.
Hey,
let's go.
We got to balance.
Let's go.
You know what? Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Like I said, this is deep.
Not baby hairs, is it?
No, it's not baby hairs. God-fearing man, right?
Absolutely.
As am I.
Absolutely.
And I know we've all experienced this. How do you feel when you have prayed for something over and over and over and over again, and your prayer is never answered?
Wow.
How do you reconcile that in your head as a God-fearing man?
Very interesting that you asked me that because I'm at that point in several aspects of my business.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like, I should be further along in certain parts of my business.
Right.
There's a gentleman that works with me. His name is Nate. Mm-hmm. And Nate posed a question to me that I found very interesting. Mm-hmm. He said, so when you think about the leaders in the community of fashion and what you do, right, what do you like? Are there more pros associated with them or cons? Mm-hmm. And I said, damn, it depends on, it depends on the designer.
Right.
He said, well, most times when you have somebody, well, before I get to that, my father would always tell me, wherever there's a great fortune, there's a great crime. Because you can't get like amass fortunes like that.
Yeah,
unless you're doing
something illegal.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Or something that hurts somebody.
Right. Yeah.
Which is illegal in terms of like,
morally.
Your moral code.
Exactly.
But Nate, to bring it back to what Nate said, he was like, have you ever thought that based upon what you know about your contemporaries and people who are in like who are at the top of the game, that maybe your moral fiber can't align with that, can't deal with that. So maybe it's like maybe you should switch your focus and focus on this part of the industry versus that part.
Right.
And I was like,
yeah,
well, that's interesting because the thing is, I'm reading a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and Dennis Kimbrough. It's called Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. And it's all about, like, when Napoleon Hill wrote it, he wrote about, Rockefeller, the Carnegies, all of that. So Dennis Kimbrough's African-American. So he's writing it from the vantage point of Frederick Douglass,
right,
Famous Amos, Graves from Black Enterprise. So he's giving you, like, examples of, like, how hard it is for black people, but showing you these select people in these industries who've made it.
Right.
So in answer to your question, it's very difficult for me sometimes to really come to terms with how is it that I have motivated so many have looked at what I've done, and I'm still kind of like in the position where I'm at.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta like look at it not from your vantage point. You gotta look how other people view you. Like I view you as a success.
Yeah. That's true. Yes.
I
You're right
do.
about that. You're right about that.
But the thing is, you are dealing with the day to day. You know what the financial picture looks like.
Yes.
You know what's needed from you emotionally, financially, spiritually, and you may be like, man, I just don't have enough.
Yeah.
So I think it comes down to vantage point. What are your thoughts on it?
That's a. I never looked at it like that. You're right. As far as the perspective where you said, when you get to a certain point and you know that your moral compass or your moral levels wouldn't be able to align with that. I never looked at it like that. But you're right though, because I felt like that same way with me being in music.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I know you did.
There's certain things that I just refuse to do, or I couldn't be that way. Right. And I knew that a lot of my peers were that way. I just couldn't. I could never do those things.
Right.
Because that's just I wasn't raised like that, and I know just my inner being wouldn't allow me to do those things.
Right.
So, that is and you can pray for something, and maybe that is the reason why it's not coming to fruition, because God knows that no, even though you want to go this way, you're supposed to go this way. It's the same destination.
You're gonna get to the destination, but
just a different road, and it may take a little longer.
There's a saying, Oprah was interviewing Dave Chappelle, and she said this quote, and I'll never forget it. She said that, I don't know if she said it or Dave Chappelle said it. I think Dave may have said it. He said, talent will take you where character can't sustain you. And I was like, man, that is a fucking bar. Because it really is.
That's very true. Yeah, I say the same. I say a lot about the reason I've lasted so long in this business is it's not off my talent. It's not off of just of what I have to offer. It's the fact that I am likable to a lot of people.
I agree.
And you can get very far by being likable or being a good person.
Yes, you can.
People will take the person that's likable, that they can get along with and work with, as opposed to working with someone that's more talented than you. Any day of the week. I've seen it happen. I'm a product of that.
I agree.
Because I came out the mailroom.
Yeah, man.
So there were people that I'm sure that were way more experienced than me, but the powers that be saw something in me and said, like, you know what? We're going to take that kid.
Absolutely.
That kid right there.
That I can talk to, who's not super arrogant.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
We know that he has a good head on the shoulders. He's a college graduate. You know what? I see the God in him. We're going to take him and help him and put him on that path.
Well, the transition game is so real right here, because I want to ask you about DEI and the term woke.
Right.
When I hear people talk about the term woke.
Right. Good topic. Glad we're talking about this.
Woke to me is culturally nuanced.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's knowing that if you are one piece of pepper in a salt shaker, there could be pieces of salt that look at that one piece of pepper and say, there's a way that we can influence him to follow our agenda. And if you're woke and culturally nuanced, there are just certain things that you being raised by Beverly Wells are not going to do.
No, absolutely not.
There are things that I'm going to do and not going to do based on being raised by Phoenicia Woodhouse and Jesse Blaine.
Right.
So when I hear people talk bad about it, I'm looking at it like, And then I think about diversity and inclusion. There's this brother named Eddie Glades, and he's a professor at Princeton, I believe.
Yeah.
And he talks about...
I've seen him talk.
He talks about diversity and inclusion. And he says, my son and I were just getting access to these institutions, meaning the Power Fives, the Ivy Leagues, all that.
You're right.
And he says, when someone talks about you being a affirmative action hire or diversity and inclusion hire, he said, I don't look at that as a negative, because without those platforms, you wouldn't even consider me.
Right.
So before I get to ask you how you feel about it, my father would always tell me, he says, Waraire, please understand that there are many people who helped to build America, but nobody got dirt under their fingers
Like we did.
Like we did.
Absolutely.
So wherever you find yourself, do not let anyone who looks like you and doesn't look like you tell you anything.
Say it. Say it.
You remember Jesse?
Yeah.
Passed on.
Rest in peace.
He'd be like, you tell him to
Jesse.
get the out of your face.
Right. Yeah.
Which is interesting because I feel that a lot of people, specifically African Americans, I feel that nobody does more disservice to our own agenda than us.
Right. Right.
There's no program that has been set up for Asians that Asians tear down.
Yeah.
There's no program that's set up for Jewish people that Jewish people tear down.
Right.
We are the only people that say, you know what? We don't need affirmative action.
Yeah.
We'll get it on our own merit.
Yeah.
Get the out of here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
Exactly. Very nuanced. First, to start with woke. Woke in the world we live in today, woke has been politicized.
that? I agree. Yes.
I never ever knew white folks knew what woke was.
Well, they don't.
But they've actually changed. I'm glad you said that. They've actually changed the definition of woke.
Exactly.
So it's so crazy to hear white politicians talking about woke culture, woke this, woke that. It's like you don't even know what the real definition of that is.
Exactly.
So like when I hear that, it's like that it really kind of burns me inside because it's like, yeah, you take a word or a cultural thing that we created, and now you twist and turn it and politicize it. It's insane, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And as far as the DEI situation, I agree with you 100%. I don't feel slighted any way if I got something because the fact that, you know what, I'm black and you feel like you have to feel that. Hey, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because that's how the majority of the people that came before us got these opportunities. And we stand on their backs.
Exactly.
So the fact that they had to that they were afforded that situation, that just helps the black people behind them to just keep growing and growing and expanding, and we just keep growing as a culture.
I agree. But there may be those among us who may say, I got here based on my intelligence, my laurels. That is, let me take my glasses off. That is the biggest crock of foolishness I've ever heard.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this is
Yeah.
what's interesting.
Yes.
Whenever you have DEI or affirmative action hires, it's like maybe 3 or 4 people out of 1,500.
Right. And not to say that they aren't qualified, because they are qualified. But the fact that like you feel like you got there on your own,
Man, come
yes,
on, bro.
that was part of it. Yes, because if you weren't qualified, you wouldn't even been considered. But
Exactly.
understood, you stand on the backs of these folks that came before you. That got these opportunities because of affirmative action.
So to delve deeper into this, a friend of mine sent me this clip from Patriot Takes. It's 4 white guys talking about if I get on a flight and I see a black pilot, I'm going to wonder, is he qualified?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me personally, if I get on a flight and I see a whole black team flying, I'm like,
Yes. I'm like
but
a baller.
but this is the
Yeah.
reason why.
Right.
You and I are entrepreneurs.
Right.
We professionally know what it's like to get the door slammed in our face because it
Absolutely.
happens all day, every day.
All the time.
Okay.
Got it out the mud.
He says, I would rather see somebody with a square jaw.
Wait, no, who said this?
This is one of, it's called Patriot Takes, and this
Okay.
is a clip.
Gotcha. Okay.
But when I saw that, I was like, well, you know what's interesting to me? There have been so many pilots who have crashed planes
Right.
that haven't been African American, right? I wonder, have there ever been any pilots that were faded flying flights? And this is
Absolutely.
what my research rendered
Okay.
from Patriot Takes.
Okay.
Do you know who David Hans Arneston is?
No, I do not.
This nigga right here,
who's this-
a former California airline pilot working for Alaska Airlines, flew 2 flights in one day drunk.
Wow.
Okay? Gary Schroeder, a former Delta pilot arrested in 2019 for failing a toxicology test, they have surveillance of him leaving the screening line to dump a bottle of alcohol. Your man with the square jaw.
Wow.
And the thing that's so interesting about this is that when you have diversity and inclusion and affirmative action, if they could have it to where 100% of their crew is white, they would do that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that we can say that about every segment of society.
And this and these situations jump off because one white person out of 95 didn't make it.
Right. Right.
So what about the other 5 of us?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get in, bro.
Yeah. You can't get in. Right.
I mean,
and that's okay though.
It's the fact that you're actually born in the manager's hand
Yeah.
on home base
Right.
not enough for you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But man, this we could do a whole podcast just on this topic right here.
And we will.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to that. Please jump in.
All right. So I'm gonna lighten it up a bit.
A-
Not much though. I'm
little
lighting up a
bit.
bit.
Okay,
Just something just crazy that I saw.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear about what happened in Louisiana?
You talking about the kid who was surrounded by the 7 white guys
No.
who took off on him?
No, not that kid. No, not that. No.
No, what happened?
The state of Louisiana.
Oh, with the guns.
Yes, legalized
Bro.
that 18-year-olds can open carry without any formal training.
Bro, and it's already crazy. Listen, my sister-in-law, Melanie, her husband, Jeff, they live in New Orleans. They have a beautiful little baby. I have family there. Mm-hmm. Whenever I've gone to Louisiana, it's a fantastic
Absolutely.
time.
I was there Saturday.
But the fact that you can carry a gun, you ain't got no training.
Open carry, holsters like we in the Wild Wild West.
You ain't got no training. Somebody step on your shoe by accident.
Yeah.
Not saying that this would happen, but it could happen.
Somebody's gonna, yeah.
Clack.
Why you step on my shoe?
And it's on like that, Darius?
You know what's gonna happen. I hate to say it, but you know it's going to happen.
But what is the underlying reason you feel that this happened, though?
Man, honestly, I don't know. This kind of stuff just blows me away because I don't understand the thought process behind it.
Correct.
Like, why? Why is it okay to allow an 18-year-old kid to open carry without any training? I don't even think it's okay to let an 18-year-old kid to carry with training,
Right.
let alone without training.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the thought process behind. Like,
There is none.
why is this even a situation? Like, you know what? Why does somebody propose this? Like a state politician, like, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna go to the state capitol and I'm gonna raise this bill where it's okay to be 18 and open carry without no training.
Yeah.
What was you going through, or what were you thinking about that made you do that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're not, I mean, well, I think it may be along the same lines of stand your ground.
But
And keep in mind,
okay,
there are some situations that happen
yeah.
where we are blatantly wrong.
Oh, absolutely. And I have no problem calling them folks out.
Trying to take advantage of somebody, move
Yeah,
out the way.
yeah.
And I got to stand my ground
Right.
with it now.
Right.
I understand
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm asking, and I guess the purpose of you asking that question is it's just like, well, it's already a murder capital.
Yeah.
If it's not the murder capital, it's in the
One
top
of them.
5.
Absolutely, yeah. New
So-
Orleans is perennially in the top 5 and 10.
So why are you dousing
Yeah.
the wood with more gasoline?
Absolutely. That's absolutely what that is.
Can I go back to the qualification of black people real quick?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
If you're Anglo, if you're anything other than black, and you see somebody of African descent come into your business for a job to deliver something, who's just coming, I want you to imagine that they are your favorite player from your favorite college team. Imagine that it's Lamar Jackson coming. Because, when it comes to sports, white people will cheer black people on.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you score that bucket, LeBron, to win the game. When you throw that touchdown. Just imagine, take the hate out of it.
Right.
And when you see that black person walk through, say, I'm going to cheer for him in the exact same way I cheered for Toby Bailey at the UCLA game when me and my 5 homeboys had no shirts on and had our chests painted blue.
Right.
Do you understand if that small tweak was done, how much further we'd be along?
Absolutely. The world would be in such a better place.
But do you think it's possible, though?
I'm a eternal optimist, so I always want to say yes, it's possible. So yes, I want to say it's possible. Yes, we can do it.
I agree.
Will it happen? I can't answer that.
Will it happen?
Can it happen? Yes.
The reason why I was rolling at this this situation of the guy talking about when I see 4 black pilots, or if I see any black pilots, I'm going to wonder if he's qualified. When you see black people anywhere professionally,
right,
you should know that they're probably the Mike Jordan of that profession.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Because those opportunities we don't get those opportunities. Yes. So more than likely, like you said, they are the Michael Jordan or whatever that occupation of that field is.
So look at them as such. Next topic.
All right, I'm definitely gonna lighten it up on this one. This is something I saw somewhere, and it made me think too. I'm an R&B head, huge R&B fan.
Okay.
That's my foundation of music. That's
Where we going, Darius? Where we going?
I'm gonna ask you this.
Okay.
If you could bring back 3 R&B singers that have passed away, which 3 would those be?
Ooh, we gonna ride out like this?
Let's ride out like this.
We gonna ride out like this?
Yeah.
I just got my finger wave done like Joe Cooley.
I bet I see you come in with a finger wave.
Rodney O and Joe Cooley. You remember those finger waves?
Do I?
Bro.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. The 3 that I would bring back: Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye. Damn, it's so many, bro.
So many, man.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
But bro, I didn't even. Damn, it's so many. Yeah. It's Luther Vandross.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. We can keep going.
Who are your 3?
You actually named my 3.
Oh, word.
I said Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston and Luther Vandross.
Wow.
One, because I feel like Luther Vandross was just starting to get over the hump where he was just going to start obtaining commercially success outside of R&B.
You didn't think he had commercial success with "Don't Stop the Love"?
No, not
Bad Boys.
No. Yeah, within our community, I'm talking about pop culture. I'm talking about pop, and Whitney obtained that.
Yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did.
And I can argue that Marvin obtained that.
Oh, absolutely.
But Luther didn't, is what I'm saying.
You don't think so?
No. You're saying that because you're black and you're a fan of R&B music.
Absolutely.
Within black culture, absolutely. You go outside of black culture, you ask 5 white folks who Luther Vandross was, I guarantee
people know who Luther Vandross is.
Do it. Are
you serious, Darius Jones?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's the reason I picked him. Because he didn't reach those heights.
Wow.
Within black culture, he did, but pop culture, he didn't. And he was such a magnificent singer.
Absolutely.
Oh my God!
Absolutely. But
I can listen to Luther all day long.
I agree. But this is my question for you: do you think that those artists would have been signed today?
Which artist?
Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder.
No and no.
Stevie wouldn't have got burned. Superstition.
Marvin.
Marvin
and Whitney, yes. Stevie and Luther Vandross, no.
Blasphemous words coming from your mouth.
You know
at
what?
This very moment.
You know what? Hold on. Let me backtrack.
Please, because you're going off the rails right now.
Currently, I'm in 2024. Yes. Rewind back 10 years ago. or 10, 15, 20 years ago when I was working at a record label? No. Because it was all about marketing back then. It's starting to make that shift where it actually has made that shift where it's not about marketing. It's just about, talent and songs. But back then when I was an A&R person, like the 2000s, the late 90s and 2000s, the whole 2000 generation, like from 2000 to 2010, it was all about marketing. If somebody came in my office or came to meet with the A&R staff and you tell me, I got a blind R&B singer that can sing and write songs, he wouldn't even get a meeting. A blind singer?
So hold on. So keep in mind that this dude wrote Makes Me Feel Like Paradise.
I'm not talking about him having a career as a songwriter. I'm talking about him having a career as an artist.
Darius, he sang that song. That song was on the soundtrack for Pretty in Red.
But he could have written those songs for other folks. I'm saying the whole from 2000 to 2010, maybe 20, I would say up into 2020. Wow. Honestly, I do not think nobody would sign Stevie Wonder.
And so,
just listen. Yes, I have a blind black R&B singer that I want you to check out. He's an artist. He's not a songwriter. He's not just a songwriter. He's an artist. We get laughed out.
All right, so hold on. So what makes you think it was any easier when Berry Gordy signed him in the 60s?
Because it was about talent.
Ooh, shut me right up.
It was surely just about talent back then.
Shut me right up.
That's it. They didn't care about, it was marketing, yes, for the most, not as much, but it was about the talent and the song.
But he's talented.
And talented. I can argue everybody just talking about who's the king of R&B. I can argue that Stevie Wonder's the king of R&B.
Is there an argument?
Yeah, there's definitely an argument. People,
Who are you putting there? Bobby Brown?
Man, this is so subjective.
But hold on.
So subjective.
You took the words out of my mouth. I heard somebody talk about NBA, like the best NBA player of all time, and you can't do that because when Elgin Baylor played, Michael Jordan hadn't played yet.
Absolutely.
Dr. J hadn't played yet. So Elgin Baylor, for what he was,
yes, he was the king. He was the GOAT at that of that era.
Smashing.
Yes.
Should have been the logo.
Yes. Yeah. So it's all subjective, and I just say that to say it. Back then, it was surely about the talent and the songs. That's what it was about. Nobody gave a damn that Stevie Wonder was blind. Like it was a plethora of artists back then where it's like, yo, you had the talent and you had a great song. They didn't give a damn what you look like. They put you in a suit and
you out there.
and put a microphone in front and put you in the studio and you record the song. And they just put the song out. Nobody cared about yeah, you're not attractive enough or you're not marketable, so we're not going to sign you.
Right.
But during that time, when I was in like 2000 to 2015, doing that, it was all about marketing. I used to come across people that were just talented as all outdoors, but I just knew I could never do anything to them. They would never get signed.
So you remember Houston?
Do I? Come on now.
You remember Houston?
Absolutely.
So he could get signed, but Luther can't get signed.
Yeah, Luther Vandross would not have gotten signed in the 2000s, in 2015. I wholeheartedly believe that.
I mean, bro, you was closer to the industry than I was, so I believe you.
Because it was all about marketing. People looking like, who? You bring me this fat black R&B singer? Like, nobody can. How can we market him? That's literally how just cut dry it would be. But you're really trying to sign a fat black R&B singer.
But this is what was so gangster. Not only did Luther kick the door down for himself, they went and found Freddie Jackson.
Exactly.
Who was the same dude.
Virtually the same artist, yes.
In several ways.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I was like,
yeah. That would not have happened in the 2000s. It would not have happened because they weren't marketable. You had to sign someone that was talented, that had songs, and more importantly, they were marketable. They were marketable. Labels couldn't do anything with them. They were scared. Like, no, we're not going to take that chance. We're not going to spend money on something we know we can't market.
And these are artists who literally have made some of the most pivotal songs that have traced our lives.
Absolutely. They were the foundation of black music, a lot of these artists.
And these artists could not get signed during that time.
No. And I will argue down anybody that will come to me and say that, yes, Stevie Wonder or not Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, somebody would have signed Marvin Gaye. But Stevie Wonder or Luther Vandross during that period of music would have gotten signed. No, they would not have. They would not have gotten signed. I don't care what you say.
Wow, camera stare too. Last question for you. Is R&B back?
R&B never left.
Negro, please.
R&B never left.
Darius Jones.
R&B never left.
R&B never left?
R&B never left.
All right,
brother.
okay. Because we're about to wrap this up.
Okay.
What about when Usher started doing the fist pump?
That was just Usher.
Chris Brown did it.
That was just Usher.
Neo did it. No. It wasn't just him. It was all of them.
Okay, but no. Every R&B artist or singer didn't do that. R&B never left. Just the focus on R&B left the artist, but R&B never left.
Wow.
The core R&B artists continued to make good music. Just the focus on them shifted. That's it. Wow. Artists never left. The same artist still making music. Wow. Just the light and the camera just shifted to the other things. Like fist pump music, like pop music and stuff like Taylor Swift and that kind of music.
Got you.
Just the focus shifted. That's it. Nobody stopped making R&B music. People still make great R&B music.
Okay.
And now that focus is starting to shift and come back now. So you're starting to see more and hear more about it. More about them.
Well, brother, this has been a spirited episode, I must say.
Yeah.
To talk about, again, in closing, what we discussed at the top, everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
It is my hope that brother is not guilty, but like you said, we've heard rumblings, but rumblings are rumblings for a reason.
Right, yeah. Rumors, rumblings, hearsay.
But I mean, like the way that brother's family was shackled up and all that, I was just like, that is crazy.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But we're here for another episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. The Mesurables.
Mesurables.
Shot by the illustrious CaliiVision. Instagram at The Mesurables. Full episodes available on YouTube. If you love the content, Darius, tell them what they got to do.
Click on the subscribe button.
Click on it.
Just
click it. I mean, like, it's literally right there.
Right there. You see it. You see it. Just go ahead and click.
There you go.
We keep it all the way 100. If you want to continue to hear us talk about stuff that you guys think about and never talk about, click that subscribe button.
There we go. Until next time, always be kind to yourself and others. Because someone is always listening. Till next time, peace. The Mesurables.